By now, you probably know the benefits of using a framework, and Bricks makes using a framework really easy and almost a necessity to have a super consistent site. And in that vein, I'm really excited to announce that BrickStyler is now 100% free. You can use it unlimited on all of your sites. So it gives you the exact same power that all the frameworks have, except for the fact that it isn't a plugin. It is just a bunch of variables that are put into your site via an import through the Bricks interface so that it is entirely native inside of Bricks. So I thought I'd walk you through getting started and setting up your first site. So let's get to it, shall we? So here we are on the BrickStyler site. So let's go ahead and click it and get BrickStyler now. So I filled out the form. The one thing I do ask for you getting BrickStyler is that I'm able to send you an email every once in a while. And really the only thing I'm promoting in it is BricsFX and BricsBits. So it's not like you're getting a ton of emails. So we'll click that, create an account, and here you are, you're logged in. May seem like there's nothing here. It's because we don't have any sites. So let's go ahead and create a site profile. We'll give the site profile a name. Let's just call it test site. Now you may notice it says include my toolkit or not. You can actually have a bunch of preset variables that you want to have, maybe a border thickness or something that specifically you use. You can have that set up and included with your framework. So it's really personalized. In this case, we'll just leave it blank. Most of this stuff can be left by default, and I have other videos that explain in detail what all this does, but we'll just set a few things. Let's say we make the viewport is 1366, and now we're going to choose our colors. BrickStyler insists that you have a primary color, or I should say a color that is named primary, and that's solely so that when you use templates such as BricsBits that utilize colors, it knows that your primary color is called primary, which, to be honest, it is best practice anyway. So that's what we do. So now let's go ahead and pick a color. In this case, let's make it blue. Okay, and this will be our primary color. Now, if you have a hex code or RGB, you can enter that in here. Now we get to choose how many steps we want. By default, it's 6, but we could go down. Let's say we only wanted 4. Now, if we wanted to, we can make any of these colors another color. So in other words, let's say I really like this dark color. We can go ahead and duplicate it. And now I can call it, primary dark if we wanted to, or whatever you wanted to call it. And here we would have all the steps that we would want of that color too. In this case, we don't really need it. So we're going to go ahead and delete that color. So we have as many steps as we want. We can go all the way up to 12 if you really wanted to be crazy about it. However, let's keep it at 4. And by default, it will make all the transparencies, all the darks and the lights, but you could turn that off if you wanted to. What you see here is going to be created in your framework. If it has a little green light here, it means it's going to actually be in your color picker. You may not want all these colors by default in your color picker. Maybe you don't need, your darkest dark here. So let's go ahead and leave out the D4. It will still exist, but it won't be in the color palette. Now, we'll add a secondary color just to show different colors, and we'll call this, why not? And we'll just make 4 steps of that. Also, again, we can do the same thing here. We could duplicate a color if we wanted to. You see what I mean? You could build up the colors to exactly the way that you want them. Now that that's all done, we're going to go ahead and say, fine, let's create our profile. And the profile is created. and we're ready to download it. Should you want, you could download the vanilla CSS, which will allow you to use this on any site, not just a Bricks site. However, for the Bricks site, what we're going to need to do is download the palette, the variables, and the theme style. And that's it. We're ready to go. So let's hop over to our sample site where I have just a blank install of Bricks. And as you can see, there's no classes, there's no variables, there's nothing. I've just installed this, all right? So the first thing let's do is import those variables. So we'll click import, we'll select the file that we just downloaded, and we'll see it'll say variables. It'll also tell you the name of the site, which is really handy. If you want to keep all of these files in a folder somewhere, you can then know exactly which site it is. So this is your variables. So we'll go ahead and import it, click OK, and it tells you 4 categories and 112 variables imported. Great, let's go ahead and save that. And if I click classes and go back to variables, you can see that the variables are there. The next thing we need to do is import the theme style. To do that, we're going to click Manage, go to Theme Styles, and right here you'll see the import, and we'll just go ahead and select that theme style. Okay, so we have the theme style and the variables in. The last thing we need to do is add the color palette. Now for this, you're going to have to add something to the page because you need to get to that color palette picker and get anything that has a color. We'll take typography and we'll call up the color picker. And down here, we're going to say create a color palette. Once you click create, you're going to click the import, select the file, and you'll go to your styler palette. And we will go ahead and close that. And in the drop down, now we can choose styler. And now you can see all of the colors that came from the colors that we created. You can see D1, D2, D3, but there is no D4 because remember, we left it out. Now, the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make this default. Just because you imported it doesn't make it the default. You got to click Edit and just click this little switch here and save that. Now, if you want to, you could delete the old default one, but whatever, we'll just leave it in. It doesn't really matter. So now you have styler installed and set up. You're ready to go. So let's go ahead and try it out. We will go ahead and put in a heading and a basic text. And maybe let's put in, I don't know. We'll put in a block here, and under that block, we will put in a couple of blocks. All right. Now we can select these, and for these blocks here, let's go ahead and give them a background color. We can click here. We can see all of our colors. Again, we have our primary, our darkers, our lighters. So let's just give it a primary. And here we will turn this into a grid. And for our spacing, we can come here and we can go under sizing and choose our spacing. So now we have that grid with a spacing. Let's go ahead and create a 3 wide grid. So we'll click variables. We'll go under our styler grid. And under there, we can just choose grid 3. And there you go. Your grid is done. Next, for our heading, we can go ahead and change our typography size by going under our text and choosing whatever size we want. Now, if we want to, we could actually give this grid a margin above. So we'll just come here. We'll go in and give it a space M so that it's nicely spaced against the other content. The other great thing that it has is not just sizing for text and spacing, but it also has sizing for your radiuses. So if I come under here, I link all my sides, I come here, go to my space, go to radius, and let's say radius L, and there we go. We have radiuses. So as you can see, it's everything that you need for consistent site building. And did I mention it's free now? So if you're tired of plugins bogging down your site and causing you headache, and you just want the consistency without having to pay for it, head to Brickstyler, get your free account. It's unlimited sites. It's a lifetime deal. I'm not going to start charging next week. It's a lifetime deal. You get it forever for as many sites as you want. And the great thing is, even if Brickstyler was to go away tomorrow, you would have the JSON files that you need for your sites going forward. So I hope you like this. If you do, give this video a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.